Our attitude towards any country is determined by the attitude of that country to our struggle.
Hello my friends. Emalu here, looking at a story that has been whitewashed out of the consciousness of most people around the world. Let me explain. Australia. When you hear that name, you think of good living, good food, good weather, and good neoliberal society. You will not be wrong to think that Australia is a model for the empire. Being a former British colony gives this place a very interesting history. But when we hear the name Australia, we at the Empire Report picture something that is far from ideal. No? When we hear Australia, we instantly think about the original indigenous people who lived here thousands of years before the British turned up. And in the nearly 250 years since they turned up, what has happened to the original people? These people have a gene pool that is older than any other people outside the African continent. Over 50,000 years ago, people migrated from Africa and India to Australia when the oceans were lower and there were land connections. Breeding between these two groups created the modern-day Aboriginal people. These tribes of people settled on the coastal areas and never left. Until the British came. The British followed the colonial playbook. They killed, enslaved, and drove the people from their lands. They wiped out whole communities with things like the common cold, measles, and TB. The people had no natural immunity to these viruses. But once they realized they could not kill them all, they made the indigenous people live on barren land and on reservations. Sound familiar? Fast forward to today. You will find the Aboriginal people have not forgotten what has happened to them and what continues to happen to them. I have to say, Australia is an abomination. Australian jails are full of indigenous people and they are still killed in the hundreds each year. So the next time you hear the name Australia, please think of the people who were there first. This was Emelu Gotten Wrong in Sydney, Australia, for the Empire Report.